stuck with hot, scratchy casts when we've broken bones or met with other injury that requires the body to stay in a certain position. However, times are changing, especially for breaks to do with the hand and wrist. So it's all about getting an orthosis. So tell me, Cassandra, what is the difference between an orthosis and the traditional big weighty cast or the fibre casts?
Yeah, so a cast is obviously a wrapped on piece of, whether it's fiberglass or it might be material with plaster of Paris on it. So everyone sort of knows what a cast is. But an orthosis is, what we do as an orthosis is custom make thermoplastic orthosis. So we get a sheet of thermoplastic material, we take custom measurements from the person who's had a fracture or whatever injury it is, and we actually then heat mold at a comfortable heat mold that plastic around someone to get a really conformed fit for a cast. So I've got some examples here. So this is a little one that we've made for a wrist fracture, for example. So that was initially a sheet of plastic that we've measured around the patient and then molded it around to be basically custom fit, so fit like a glove type things. And why it's better, I think, than a cast, and pretty well all our patients agree, is it's so light. Like if you feel how light that is.
It doesn't even feel like I'm holding it.
No, it's super light, but it's super supportive. It's rigid, so that is not going to allow the area that we're trying to immobilize, like keep still, move. But what you've got, the added advantage is it's washable and it's swimmable. You can swim in it. You can do whatever you like with it. You can garden in it because you can wash it afterwards. So it's plastic like your Tupperware containers in a way.
Yeah.
I mean, you're not going to probably put it in the dishwasher, but it's washable and scrubbable. It's not going to smell. It's not going to be a problem if you're sweating, which in North Queensland is an issue.
Yeah.
Plus, we can remold it or we can make it smaller if your swelling goes down. And that's one of the issues with a cast. People get a cast put on and then their swelling might go on and suddenly they have way too much movement. Or they do too much and their swelling gets so big that suddenly their cast is really tight. And that actually can be a real issue for people and be very painful. So this is it's done up by Velcro, so you can make it a little bit bigger, a little bit smaller as your swelling ups and downs.
And you can take it off for a shower too.
You can take it off for a shower. Now you can't always be allowed to take it off for a shower. So there's a lot of education that comes with this. So if your bone's broken, we generally like to shower with it, but we then take it off safely afterwards and dry it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it. So tell me then, what does an orthosis cost then?
Yeah, so the orthosis, they do depend a little bit on what type of orthosis it is, what size it is, if it's for a child, if it's for an adult. But something like this for an adult, which is what they're going to need for a broken bone, is currently, while we're videoing this, is $88. For a child, it's going to be a little bit less than that. I think it's about $55, $60 for a child version of this. And similarly, if they're slightly smaller, so this is for a broken thumb, for example. So it keeps the wrist free, keeps fingers free, keeps the tip of the thumb free, just basically for maybe they've had a fracture here. Something like this would be about the $50, $55 mark as well. And often if people have private health insurance, that's rebatable because they're custom made, they're molded. So they're classified as orthotics in the private health system. But either way, even if people don't have the rebate, there's still very good value for
your sanity.
For your sanity.
Absolutely.
Yeah, exactly.
I think your child having a cast on is more traumatic for the mother and father, getting a child washed.
Absolutely. Trying to get it through the t-shirt, having them sit out on the pool.
And they're complaining about it being itchy.
Yeah, shoving that ruler down to get rid of a big itch. I had a cast as a child. It was awful. I remember literally sitting with a ruler trying to, and my dry skin would just slough off the edge. There's no need for that. There's no need for it anymore.
And you've got other ones as well. So these are...
Yeah, so these are the custom thermoplastic ones. So these are made out of thermoplastic material. Another option we have are what we call exos braces. So once again, they're washable. You can swim with them. The difference being is that they're heat molded, but they're done up with, I can't remember what this thing's called. It's got a fancy name, but essentially it's got some wire system where we use that to really tighten it in.
So you'll, at a point of meeting, you'll decide what is the best way. Yeah, we decide
what's the best way. So for example, some of these ones, these ones can come with a key.
Yeah.
So if we're worried that someone will take off the Velcro, then we can lock them in, and that can often be good for toddlers.
Yes.
Because sometimes some toddlers will take the Velcro off.
Yeah, my toddler would have.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean they have to be in a cast. They can be in something like this that's still washable, it's still waterproof, but it's still they're contained in there. They're not going to be able to take it off themselves.
So what are the pros then of an orthosis?
So the pros are that it's washable, swimmable, conformable, and what I mean by that is that if the swelling goes up and down, it can be changed. It's light, it's easy to use, and we're able to get a lot more specific about what we want to immobilize. So as I said, for a thumb, you can't really cast like this. No. A cast would have to include the arm and probably a little bit more of the hand. You can't get the finite immobilization that you can with plastic. So it just means that we're not keeping still a joint that doesn't need to keep still.
Yes.
And we're really allowing someone to be able to move and use their hand as naturally as possible.
So you're not impacting the rest and other body parts.
Yeah, that's right. That don't need to be. Yeah.
What about the cons? Are there any cons?
I really don't think there are any cons. The only con we have is that if someone naughtily takes their splint off and leaves it in a hot car, we're going to know about it because it will soften and melt.
Yeah.
And really, apart from that, there's really no cons in it.
So there you have it. Now that you're a pro in all things related to orthosis, I doubt you'll ever want anyone in your family to ever have a cast again. If you have any pain, an injury, or concern about your fingers, wrists, hands, elbows, arms, or shoulders, Helping Hands are definitely here to help. So don't hesitate to get in touch with Cassandra and her friendly team today. They're the upper limb experts and they'd love to assist you.